We're gonna spend, because we get started at 8:10 and then we lock the call. So make sure that anybody who needs to be in here, you tell them to get in. Go ahead, unmute, state your name, let us know where you're calling from, please.
Florence Mullen, Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Melanie Apple, Nashville, Tennessee.
Andrea Tenorio, Michigan via Germany.
Woo,
woo!
Annette
Virginia,
Alabama.
Cherry Woods,
Troy Reed,
South Carolina,
California,
D. Maurice, Houston, Texas,
Demetria, California,
Port Edward, North Carolina.
South Africa.
Evelyn Hooks from Montgomery,
New
Alabama.
York,
Tolson from Washington,
Texas,
South Carolina.
New York.
from California,
Tennessee
Wow.
is in the
Woman
house.
Small from Barbados,
Virgin Islands,
Florida.
Near NYC.
Connecticut.
be near NYC.
Chicago, Illinois.
Nadine from South Carolina.
All right.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Bill from Ohio.
Yusuf from H-Town.
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago.
Michelle Hillman from St. Lucia.
Trinidad and Tobago.
All right.
Wanda from Guyana. Good night.
Student from Trinidad and Tobago.
Let's go.
Amen. All right.
Dina from the United Kingdom.
From Trinidad and Tobago.
Detroit in the house.
Linda Washington from Atlanta, Georgia.
New Jersey's in the house.
From North Carolina.
ATL, Georgia, where are ya?
Jean from Richmond,
Gloria
Virginia.
Tate, New Orleans.
NBC,
Amanda
Detroit,
Colson from Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Miami, Florida.
Upper Marlboro.
Snellville, Georgia in the house.
Down South Georgia, boy.
Derek Griffin from West Dallas, Texas.
Oh, I love it, guys. Love it. I hate to cut it off because it feels so good, doesn't it? When we're all just vibing out and connecting. Hey, this is a really important call. So I did tell you guys that this is the legend call. So I'm assuming, yeah, I don't want to assume, but I'm going to, that everybody's getting on here because they want to max out the matrix. This is a money conversation call. If you knew what I knew, but I can't tell you, I can't tell you just yet, right? Just know that it's huge, right? So every single one of you are going to have a chance to max out this matrix, right? And I know it seems impossible to some of you, but
Recording in progress.
not if we do it together, okay? Not if we do it together. So I'm going to leave the chat open as long as I can because I really do want to talk to you guys. So go ahead and put legend in the chat for me, please, because this is a legend call. I'm going to have my own vibe tribe, okay? I'm going to have several vibe tribes because I enjoy a lot of things, but I'm going to have one vibe tribe where it's individuals who are really serious. It's the elite group who's really serious about maxing out the matrix, not making $1.8 thousand, not making $1,800 a month or $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, which that's great and all. But when I did this last time, I had my own group and I only needed about 3 to 5 of them, to be honest, maybe 3 to 6 of them. And I said, listen, we're going to commit to knocking out Legend at the time. And that was 100,000 a month. Ours is unlimited, right? If I would have done what I did here with you guys, it would have been $1 million a month. And I remember talking to those owners the very first week I signed up in that business. And I was like, you know that 5,000 people in your organization isn't really a lot. And they're like, they've never done network marketing before. And I was like, you know, that's not a lot. You know that in the next 90 days, I'm going to hit 100,000 a month. So you may want to think about moving the finish line, right? And it took them forever. I had probably 5 to 6 people who were getting ready to hit Legend right behind me, like right behind me. So yeah, I hit Legend. There was probably 5 other people who hit Legend and above. But I had about 5 to 6 people on my team that were getting ready to make 100,000 a month. So don't think I did something special because I had a whole group of people that was going to do that as well. They were projected, their numbers were there. So I do want you guys to understand this is not about me. This is about you. And if you truly want to be Legend, I need you to stop for a second and grab pen and paper and do me a favor. I do want you to shut your video off only because I know you have to move around sometimes, and I am like easily distracted, and it pops up all over my screen. We are going to move to a new platform pretty soon, but oh, thanks, Tony. Tony, you can always interrupt me. You know that, right?
I'm not going to do that, but I did have to bump you out of host. Hold on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And I don't even know how you did that, how you sent that bright message to me on.
It's magic.
I know you're so techie. I'm gonna be like you when I grow up. All right, so we're diving right into this because it's 8:13, and I'm gonna give you a lot of information really, really fast. And I want to be off of here by 9 o'clock. 9, right? So you're going to school, money school. So you're gonna have to pay attention, and then I'm gonna take this video and I'm gonna edit it for you, and then I'm gonna take the content of the video and re-record into short snippets. Okay, so don't overly write that you're not paying attention, because I'm going to re-record this in chunks and give it to you. Okay, so but I feel like I got to get all this out right now, because tonight I'm actually going to go to an undisclosed location. I'm going to drive 5.5 hours, so I know I'm going to be talking to some of you on three-ways. But I told my family, like I did last time, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be in an Airbnb all by myself so that I can just work. They will thank me later, okay? My daughter last time, she moved in with my mom. Reagan's daughter moved in with my mom when we were on our grind. And it was COVID, so they loved it because they were all together. But I have to work in a certain kind of environment, and I need to be able to work 23 hours out of the day if I want, without having to like stop. And most of you guys know I put everything in storage. I packed up my 3-story condo, put everything in storage, and I moved to Ohio so I could be closer to my daughter, who wanted to finish school here with her friends her last year. So she can play volleyball. She did amazing. And I was going back and forth, and it was ridiculous, 2 hours. So I'm like, listen, I'm gonna put everything in storage. I'm gonna move here. And I was closer to Reagan. So I lived with Reagan for a little bit, and we just went into co-creating. We just started like, you know, we have too much knowledge. We have too much power. We have too much power together for us to not be doing something. So we just started doing stuff, right? And then, so I'm here, but I'm not in my happy place, because I'm in the kitchen and people are cooking and shutting doors and doing all that kind of stuff. And I need to be in a different environment. So I know the snow is coming, so I'm going to beat the snow. I'm going to drive 5.5 hours. I'm going to stay in an Airbnb as long as it takes for me to help you guys get to Legend. Okay. Get the ball rolling. We have about 37 days. Obviously, I'm not going to stay there for 37 days, but I need a good solid week at least to be by myself. Okay. So I can do 3-ways, I can do launch calls, I can do team meetings, and I can work nonstop, and nobody tells me to go to sleep, eat food, right? I'm fine. I'm doing good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get rolling. We have a very important special guest, and then I'm going to get right into training. So I'm watching the clock. So I want to introduce you guys to someone who is one of the most amazing people I have met, right? She is a powerhouse in her own right. She is super knowledgeable about everything, because she's a sponge, and she's always like around. She's always around older people, and they're always talking, and she's listening, ear hustling, and soaking it all in. And you know, I read in the Bible, it says, out of the mouth of babes, the truth speaks. Out of the mouth, I'm paraphrasing, right? Out of the mouth, help me out, pastors. Out of the mouth of babes, the truth speaks, which means little kids, they really don't know how to lie. Like, don't ask them questions if you don't want to know the truth. So I want to introduce you guys to my niece, Reagan's daughter. Jalyn, are you out there? Are you recording, Megan? I believe I am. Let me see. Hold on. Yes, I am. Where's the little record button? Yep, I am recording. Let me just double check and make sure.
I'm
Yes.
also recording to my computer just in case.
Of course you are. I love Tony. I don't know how we managed without her. That's why we don't. Right? I'm going to add the spotlight. How are you, Jalyn? How you doing?
Good.
You're doing good? Okay. So I want to introduce you to everybody. This is the Vibe Tribe. So say hello to everybody.
Hi.
All right. So listen, I know that you have been around like a whole bunch of older people, all of your siblings. So tell me who your siblings are. Your brothers and sisters.
My brother is Josiah and my sister is Sinai.
You forgot a brother. What?
Huh?
You forgot your big brother. I'd be really upset with you.
Dorian.
Dorian, because Dorian's out of the house and he's like 28. So I know you don't see him as much. But I wanted to introduce you to the folks because you and I were having a conversation. You were having a conversation actually with Tony, and I was so blown away by your answers. And so is it okay if I just ask you a few questions before we get into our training?
Yeah.
Okay. So first question is like, tell me what your first and last name is and how old you are.
So my name is Jolyn and my last name is Elise Lynch.
Okay. And how old are you?
6.
You're 6 years old. Okay. So, and what grade are you in? Don't look at me. But she's having a little bit of stage fright, which never happens, by the way. Yeah. What grade are you in? I thought you were in first grade, right?
Yeah, first grade.
Okay. So you're at a new school. You love your new school and everything. Let's get right to it. So obviously, who's your mama?
Reagan.
So Reagan's your mom. So what do you like to do though? Like, what are your hobbies that you like to do?
I like to do gymnastics and I like to dance.
You like to, okay. And you've been really good at it. I mean, you work really hard and you're constantly practicing. Who's your favorite musician? Who's the musician that you listen to, the person who sings all the time? You're always in there watching his videos and studying him.
I forgot.
Who, you don't remember watching Michael Jackson all the time?
Yeah.
Why do you like Jackson?
I've been watching Michael Jackson to dance in his videos because he has videos to help people learn how he's doing those dances.
Right. So I know I see you doing those dances all the time. So real quick, so because I just have a few questions for you before we get started. So you like to do gymnastics. So what do you know about Vibe though? What do you know about this company that we're launching?
I know that everybody's working hard and everybody is just trying to do work in silence and just get their money so everybody can have their money and feel peaceful when they're starting out their call.
Yeah, okay. So money, they want to be peaceful, right? And then, so what have you noticed though, like with your mom and me, what have you noticed with us? Like, what have we been doing?
I noticed that my mom is working very hard with her friends. She's having fun. She's excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So you're excited. You see your mom's working really hard. And my next question is though, like, what do you know what legacy means? Like, we want to leave a legacy. Do you know what that means?
I forgot.
Forgot. Okay, that's okay. So we want to be able to leave this company to our kids, right? Like to you. So you're not old enough to be in this business because you have to be 18 to be in this business, but your brothers and sisters can be in the business and they're excited and they're working hard behind the scenes and talking to their friends. So what do you think? Like, people are kind of afraid to leave a legacy. They're afraid to step out and do things. What are you afraid of? Tell me one thing that you are afraid of now or you used to be afraid of.
I'm afraid of when I'm in my room and it's dark and I just hear noises like crunching sound in the kitchen. it's probably like water bottles because they do that because probably somebody accidentally squished their water bottle and it was making that sort noise before.
Yeah, and sometimes that can be scary, right? But what would you say to the people who are, because some people are afraid to be in this business. Like they think me and your mom are like trying to trick them and they don't believe it. I know your mouth went up and I know you're being polite and you're going to tell it how it is. But what would you say to people who are like, your mom and Auntie Meg are just, they're not for real and they don't want you to win in this business? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that don't be afraid because when I'm afraid, I just take a deep breath in. When I was afraid, when I was graduating and there was a lot of people and it almost made me sick and afraid.
So you would just tell them to like, just relax, right? Take a deep breath. Ooh, take a deep breath. So last question that I want to ask you. So if you had all the money, right? Money wasn't an issue and focus on me, focus on me. If money wasn't an issue, what would you buy? Like, what would you do for yourself if money wasn't an issue? Like you had all the money and you could do whatever you wanted with it. What would you do?
I would do.
What would you buy? Tell me one thing you would buy.
I would buy toys, but not the money.
Okay, now hold on, wait. You said you would buy toys, but not do what?
Waste my money. Like, don't like get a big toy what is like bigger and it has a bigger number on it.
Yeah. So it has a bigger number, so you don't want to waste your money, right? And so I understand that. So leave the people with something. Give them some helpful hints because some of them are like, I don't know what to do. This is scary. I don't know what the products are. I don't know, all those things. Give them some advice before I let you go. Give the people a little bit of advice.
Six advice, Mom.
She said, what's advice? You need to explain what that means. Give them something that they can do to keep stay motivated and to keep moving forward, to keep doing great things. What would you tell them to do?
I would tell them to work hard and pay attention. I would tell them when somebody's talking, you just want to look straight at them immediately and learn what you're about to do.
Right. So stay focused, right? Stay focused. So I appreciate you so very much. I'm going to let you go because I'm getting ready to take these peeps to school for 30 minutes and I need them to be focused. So thank you so much for jumping aboard. I know, some people are like, oh, why would you put a child there? Blah, blah, blah. Because this is a family business, right, Ja? And you have to sacrifice because people call your mom all the time and they want her help and she helps them. Sometimes they don't pay attention and she has to do more work. And that takes time away from you, right? So I'm sure you want your mom back and I'm sure you want to get this business rolling and started. So, we're going to make sure that we work hard. They're going to listen so that we can get this business off the ground and then we can go to the beach and play in the water. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you later. Thank you for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So listen, I decided to have my niece on because she was having a full-fledged conversation with Tony about not wasting your money and staying focused. And then I ended up talking to Jason Wells with a Y. You guys met Jason last week. And Jason said, because I was getting a little frustrated and I had to go to sleep, and I call him my guru, my mentor, because he's going to tell it like it is. And he said, listen, you talk too much. You got to simplify. And he said, you got to pretend like you're talking to a billionaire and you're talking to a 6-year-old. Who would you talk to if you needed both of them to understand it? And I said, the 6-year-old. He's like, yeah, if you talk to the 6-year-old, the billionaire is going to get it. You talk to the billionaire, the 6-year-old's not going to get it. And I realized that some of us, we just are babies in this industry. You've never worked with a leader like Reagan or Tony or, you know, some of the other big leaders, Mel Davis or the twins, Kevin and his brother. I haven't met his brother yet, but I'm going to call you guys on my 5-hour drive. So just give me a moment, right? Because I only have so many hours in the day and I have 2 kids and I'm trying to mom, and Reagan has 4 kids and Tony has a whole house full of kids and Dre has 6 kids and it's a lot. And I don't think people really truly understand that I've been sitting here since this morning. Since 8 o'clock this morning, I've been sitting right here and I drank some tea and I don't think they get it. I've been on 50 million calls. I've answered 50 million text messages and I don't think they get it. And I'm about to drive 5 hours, but I'm awake. Okay. So I want to get into this training really quickly and I need you guys to take some notes. I'm going to go through it really fast. I'm not going to elaborate too much because we're going to talk about 2 different things. What kind of business this is. So I'm going to turn my camera off because I do way better if you're not looking at me. And if your camera's off, that will be helpful. Let me make sure there's no gray boxes. Okay, perfect. So let's get down to business. I am a teacher of the compensation plan. So for those of you guys, hey, Tony, is my screen wide? Can you only see my screen or can you see the background of my messy screen? Can you? I can see the background of it.
I was muted. I'm so sorry. I was just
Now,
talking.
tell me now, can you see just my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's get down to business. There's 943. I'm going to be 100% honest. When I launch businesses, I focus on the 80-20 rule. And I know that 80% of people in network marketing usually don't do anything, 20% do. So I'm looking at 8,100 people came in on the first wave. And I started to do the math. 1,620 people, I would love to have those people jump out and activate their accounts. And you guys know that we're just making sure everything goes well because there's some people who follow directions, some people who didn't. Their names are wrong and that's okay. We're fixing those things. And the reason why we didn't give you your links today is because I have a really big international team and my biggest team is asleep right now. So I have to wait until they wake up. So between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, if I go beyond 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock, I don't do anything that's super, super important, like giving referral links out, because that would not be fair to my biggest leaders over there. So nothing's wrong. We're testing the system. We're making sure that everything is a go. And that gives you guys a little bit more time to reach out to your team and make sure you send a support ticket if you have questions. Please don't send it to me, okay? Please do not send it to me because that's going to be, or to Reagan. Now, I want everybody to put in the chat, I am legend, because that's what we're focused on. And heroes get remembered, but legends never die. If you want to be a legend in your family, you're going to have to do something that's legendary, right? Like you're going to have to leave them something, an inheritance, but most people don't. They leave them debt and bills. They can't even afford to bury themselves. And that is the reality that we live in right now. And I do not want that to be my reality. I just don't. But if we don't start focusing, I'm 46. I wasn't born with the silver spoon in my mouth. So I gotta get it out the mud, right? And I'm looking for the 1%ers. The 1% will do what the 99% refuse to do, which is focus, be persistent, plug in. I don't need all of you guys to plug in. I would love for all of you to plug in, but I don't need all of you to plug in. I just need the 1% to plug in, right? So I want you to understand that. And everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. Everybody's like wants to go beast mode until you got to go beast mode, which means you may not be able to sleep. We don't sleep, we take naps. And there are people on the sideline like, hurry up. And network marketing is hurry up and wait. Sometimes you got to hurry up and you got to wait. You got to be quick, but don't be in a hurry. So we are very intentional about how we launch businesses. It is not an accident that my job is the VP of sales. Reagan's job is not to build this business like I'm building it. Her job is to build it on the customer support side, operations, support the rest of the team, see what they need. She handles all operations. She knows what everybody is doing. Dre's job is, he is the systems person. He understands the entire system. Tony's job is marketing. She wants everything to match. Don't touch her colors. The colors have to match. So you'll get a PowerPoint pretty soon because I'll present it to you February 1st when we roll out our product. But the great thing is that you guys are going to get a chance to see our products come to life as well. But this is what we've been doing. At 12 o'clock, right? I want you to think of it as a clock. We have told you who we are. That is the most important thing. We wanted you guys to get to know us. So if you didn't vibe with us, we're not forcing anybody to be in this business. This is what you guys need to do. People need to know who you are. They don't need to know that you're a doctor or a lawyer or a stay-at-home mom or what your occupation is. Those things aren't important. You got to show people who you are. And then you got to let people know why you do what you do if you look at it as a clock, right? Why do you do what you do? I told you guys, I'm tired of seeing young males and females, but mainly young males that look like me die in the streets. So guess what? I'm going to help them. I'm going to shape their minds. I'm going to put them in a position to win. I'm going to put leaders around them when they don't have moms or dads, and I'm going to get them stupid rich, and I'm going to suit them and boot them with a godly mind, and I'm going to put them on a magazine, and I'm going to send it to my old school. I'm going to send it to the papers. I'm going to be on TV shows. Watch. Remember that I told you that. Because it's going to change the narrative of how people see my son, who's getting ready to be 23, and we launch on his birthday, February the 17th, not by accident, because people are going to stand to make a lot of income. And I gave a disclaimer, past profits don't predict future gains, but it is what it is. Numbers don't lie. I can tell you right now that the people who work, this is going to work for them. So you need to start figuring out why you're doing what you're doing. And then we focus on the how, like, how are we going to get this money? So I've been showing you the matrix, but some of you don't understand the matrix. So many of you Googled it. That's it. You can do open heart surgery on YouTube. Some of you guys are still like, I don't get it. I don't know what a 3x10 matrix is. Look it up. It's on Google. It's on, YouTube. Look it up, watch a ton of videos, and understand what a forced matrix does. And it's legal. So when somebody comes to you and says, oh, this looks like a pyramid, and all you have to say is like, oh, no, it's not a job. No, I'm on top of my pyramid. You work for somebody else, right? Don't say that. You can say that in your head, but don't say that. But that's what I think when people say that, because we make more money in direct sales than your football players, your basketball players combined. It's facts. Look it up, right? So why wouldn't I want to be at Elon Musk? Why wouldn't I want to be at Apple? Because Apple knows who they are. They know why they do what they do. They know how they do it, and they know what they sell. And they sell a very expensive phone that most people in network marketing are scared to use. So what are you doing with it? Playing games on social media, TikToking, Facebooking? Like, why aren't you using your phone for the tool that it was meant for? Because I promise you, if you ask Warren Buffett, what he does with his phone, I'm sure he doesn't sit around and gossip on it and scroll through social media. And I'm sure he only has contacts in there of people who really, truly are going to take him to the next level. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys hear me. Just want to know you guys are still alive out there. And Tony, if you can, until we get a scammer, because I'm not going to let them run me out of here, can you open it up so that I can chat with everybody? Because I really want to talk with them. And I know there are some haters out there because they're texting me right now. So I just blocked them, right? It motivates me to go harder. Like I collect haters, right? It means I'm doing something. So I want you guys to understand, people are not going to like what you do, because you see this clock right here, because you're going to stop doing things that don't matter. You're going to start building your legacy. You're going to start focusing on your future, right? So I want you guys to understand that this matrix is super powerful and it's unlimited, but there's 88,572 total spots. Do the math, right? If I duplicate 3 10 times, I'm going to max out the matrix. It's not hard to do. I'm going to go get 3 people who will get 3, who will get 3, who will get 3, who will get 3. And I'm going to do that consistently 10 times. It's not hard to do. And now I gave us a head start. So now we're not duplicating by 3, we're duplicating by 8,100. And I'm not even going to do the math for you. And even if only 2% of you or 1% of you decide to jump aboard, I'm still going to max out the matrix and people are going to get hit by the tsunami. So understand this. All you got to do is listen, if you guys started on February 17th, okay, when you bring people in on February 17th, focus on the weeks, right? This is how I maxed out the same matrix, except that wasn't a matrix. It only paid you if you had so many people in each leg. So you could have 1,000 people in one leg and you would not make any money, okay? You would not make any money. So you want to make sure that you refer your first 3. I told you guys to refer 7 people, okay? And then help your 3 get their 3. And that would be 9, right? Help those 9 get their 3. And you can do it by weeks. I'm going to give you guys a little chart so that you can do it by the weeks, okay? 1 second. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Tony. I love to have a good bouncer on the call. And if you continue to duplicate, 9 turns into 27 people on that row. 27 people, there's only 81 spots or positions on that row. 243 on that one, 729 on that one. There is 221, 87 on that row. And then you end up with 65, 61. I didn't keep going, but you guys get the point, okay? So it's important that you understand that the check match, when you guys get your links tomorrow, listen closely. You already want to have your people lined up. I'm going to give you a real scenario. All 8,100 people, right, will go in before the new people, right? The new people are going to come in tomorrow because you're going to give them a referral link. You don't want to be looking for those people. You all want to already have those people who are waiting at the door. So you're talking to them, you're letting them know, listen, when I get my referral link, I'm going to give it to you as quickly as possible because it's time stamped. Starting with the first person who fills out the info and signs up for free, because we haven't taken a dime, because we haven't given you a product yet. Okay. Next week around Tuesday, we're going to charge you $25 back there, but you're going to get a VP, a Vibe partner, like bundle, a kit, so you can start to market your business. So you're actually technically not paying to get positioned. You're paying to get your marketing materials. Is that clear, everybody? Okay. That won't start until next week. So you still have all of this week, all of the weekend to use your referral link and get as many people in as possible. Here's what will happen. What if you wait to give your referral link, wait a couple days, and 1,000 people fall in because we were bringing in anywhere from 300 to 500, and then it went from 500 to 1,000 a day, right? I've grown like 3,000 Reagan and I followers on social media alone on YouTube. And some haters have come along too. So we love them and they're marketing our stuff all over the place and running people to us. I've had so many people say, hey, I was on this guy and he really hates your guts. So you must really be doing something great. Can I get your referral link? And I'm like, yes, tomorrow, right? You can get my referral link tomorrow, but not today. So all you guys have to do is share. But let's say that you waited to give your referral link to somebody and 1,000 people fell in. And those people happen to fall under them, right? And they made $3 or $5. Remember which product, it depends on which product they get. We're going to roll that out February 1st. That means that you're going to miss $3,000 or $5,000 because you match people's checks. So it doesn't matter if you put your personals way down here on the 6th level or the 7th level or the 8th level, they still have 10 levels, but we're all in the same matrix. But you have the potential to miss out on hundreds or thousands of dollars as people start to come in. So you've got to give your referral link immediately and just run and get your people in as fast as possible. The matrix maxes out at $442,860 a month. I get it. Some people they can't catch the vibe because they've never made $1,800. consistently in network marketing, or $5,000 or $16,000 or $49,000 up to 147 or 442,000. I get it, guys, but you do have to understand that you're working with leaders who have, and I've taken everyday people, not average. I'm not looking for average people. I'm looking for people who want to do extraordinary things and who have belief, right? And I'm not looking for people to call me and complain about, I don't have any friends. Okay, go get some new friends. Where are you hanging out at? I'm gonna start to ask you some questions. Who you hanging out with? You can't be a grown up and still be around kind of buster type people and nobody's doing anything in your circle. So that means they're saying the same thing about you. Right? My friends can't say that about me. They can't say, oh, my friends don't want to do nothing. I don't have any don't do nothing friends, because if I do, I probably won't be hanging out with them for very long. And this is what I used to tell the high school kids. You are the sum of the people that you hang out with. So if you hang out with a whole bunch of people who just smoke, guess what? That's what people are going to think about you. And I'm not knocking your smoke, whatever you do, right? But you just have to understand that people are going to associate you with the people that you hang out with. And my friends are dope, right? In order to be to make $1,800, you have to have an active membership on the 17th, right? And you get to make money through 5 levels of the matrix. No fast start bonuses, no check matches, okay? When you are a creator, you need to at least have 2 active referrals and have product 1, and you'll unlock another level. And you get fast start bonus number 1, which means you're going to make up to $40 every month that they pay their membership, and $20, up to $20 on everybody they personally sign up. You don't get any check matches until you refer 3 people. Then you unlock the 100% match. 5 people, you unlock level 8, and now you get 50% match, which means if your personal has 100 people fall under them, that's $3 or $5 is going to roll up. Let's just use the $5, right? That means they have product bundle 2. That means they're going to make $500 in the matrix, and you're going to make $500 in the matrix. If they sign up 1 person who makes $500 in the matrix, your personal is going to make $500 extra, and you're going to make $250 because you're going to make 50% of what they make. And you may be asking, how can you guys pay out all this money? Because when people pay their membership, we don't keep the money. That's it. Like, the membership is broken down and we pay you first because you brought us the customer. Did you guys know that Mark Cuban was making $1 million like a day because he had a 99-cent product? That's it. You don't have to take a ton of money from people. You just have to pay people for what they're worth. And unfortunately, many of us at our jobs are not paid what we're worth, but we still work there because of the insurance and because I don't have any options and my kids need new shoes, and you stay places that you don't like out of fear. Well, I didn't. I just sucked it up and I ate nothing for a while, and I made sure my kids were taken care of to go after my hopes and dreams. But I'm not going to stay someplace that I'm not happy in, right? A legend, all you got to do is refer 7 people and you're going to get product bundle number 2, and you open up the entire matrix. So here's what I want to talk about really quickly, and I'm going to do this fast because I have a whole video that I already recorded called What is Spillover, okay? Spillover refers to the ability to have new customers and or representatives fall under you from your upline. Well, guess what? The company's your upline. So when we build and we sign people up in the company, they spill in under you. When your sponsor builds the business, it trickles down under you because they only have 3 spots. And if you're sitting on their 3rd spot or 1st spot or 2nd or 9th level or 10th level, it starts to spill in under you. So you in turn have the ability to build and to build customers, and reps that fall under you, right? Sorry about the typo. So do you really understand the matrix is the question. So tonight's training is really about spillover, and every leader, everybody wants spillover. But if you're a real leader, never ask a real leader, well, when are you going to put some people under me? You will get the wrath of a real leader because we're looking at you like, Well, when are you going to spill over in your own group? Because you're the leader of your own matrix. You're the top of it. So yes, is spillover going to happen? Yes, it can't not happen because of how we're pre-building. Everybody type 37 or write it down somewhere. We still have 37 more days to pre-build for free for a little bit. And then you're going to pre-build for $25. That's going to get you your marketing kit, right? 37 days. Do you guys know that we've only been building since January 26th? That means we've been building for, is that right? December 26th, my bad, December. Don't even know what date it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've only been building for 15 days. And I haven't even started building yet because I do FID. I build the foundation. Leaders identify themselves. That's where we are right now. I need to see where the leaders are. And then I'm going to have a leadership meeting, but leaders lead by not just numbers. So understand this. I'm not just looking for leaders who sign up a whole bunch of people. I don't need them to. I'll sign up a whole bunch of people, your grandma and everybody else, right? I'm also looking for leaders who want to support the team. So everybody type support, right? I have people messaging me like, how can I be of service to you, Megan? Right? How can I be an admin in the Telegram chat and I'll help you remove the spammers? Can I be a co-host on your call so that I can make sure that the people who don't have anything better to do but hate, can I help you kick those people out? So understand this. I'm not just looking for the person who signs up a ton of people. I'm looking for the supporters. Because sometimes you just need the support so that you can do what you have to do. My daughter's been getting me food. She's been making sure I'm taking care of. My son brought me food, all of those things, right? And that is support so that I don't have to stop what I'm doing. So here's what I want everybody to do. Everybody put in your notes. I need you to grow up and go to the next level. If you want to be a legend, I'm a coach. I'll never yell at you, but I will be very direct, okay? I can see you. You can comment because I can see your comments. You guys are talking to me, okay? Nobody else can see your comments, but I can see your comments, all right? Oh, thank you, Ronette. I'm looking for an IT person because Tony'sTheBomb.com, but sometimes I just don't have time to do stuff because I'm going to be just helping you guys build. But did you guys know that when you delay cutting the cord on a baby, it causes development issues? True story. So I'm cutting the cord. You guys are leaders today. Like, I don't want to hear that I've never done network marketing before. I don't really know what I'm doing. You just got to learn. You're just going to have to cut the cord and you're going to have to learn. Okay. Because we're not going to slow down. And you don't want us to slow down because you want us to spill over into your organization. So in order to get spillover, the S stands, I love a good acronym, right? Used to be an English teacher. We love our acronyms. Self-starter. I cannot tell you what to do. You just got to do something, right? You just got to jump in there and do something and be a self-starter. Self-starters get motivated, be ambitious, dream big, set a plan, and set a target date. When do you want to hit legend, right? When do you want to max out the matrix? That means that you're going to have to put some stuff down and you're going to need to make a list, even though you don't want to, but understand that your list, this is a list that I have. Look at it. This is a list that my members had. I used to make them send me their list. Like, don't tell me you don't have anybody to talk to and you have 2,000 people in your phone. So I need you to start going through your phone and getting rid of some people and make room for everybody else, right? I collect phone numbers. Let me give you a trick. When I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, I have this great business. Listen, I want to send you some information. Let me give you my phone number. And then I go, oh, let me just take your phone number. I'll just take your phone number down real quick and I'll text you my name. It's just a trick because I want to collect their phone number. And I don't want to say, hey, give me your phone number. And as a man, you don't want to say to a woman, hey, can I have your phone number? Because we think you're trying to holler, right? And we're going to back up. You need to say, hey, I got this great business. Let me give you my phone number and you can, give me your phone number. I'm going to text you my first and last name so that you have me in your phone. But what you guys have to focus on is you have to make the list. And my list is a Google form. My list was the Google form. I pick up the phone and I called everybody in 1 hour and 30 minutes for you new people. How did I go from the number of people I had to 8,100? I pre-launched, right? So I called everybody. Some of you guys are just texting and you're emailing, and people are not going to pay attention to you like that. You have to text, you have to call them, you have to say, hey, like Kevin did to Ronette that I just met, and I'm in love with them already because they're going to be leaders over here. And I'm excited. You got to call me back. This is time sensitive. I got to go. Call the next person. Call the next person. 50 to 100 people. The reason why you want to do that is because PS3, you got to pique their interest, show the plan, 3-way to close, right? That's what Kevin did. He piqued her interest. You got to call me. He showed the plan kind of, but he didn't really have a video. So he just went straight to the 3-way and introduced her to me, right? You also have to understand the P in spillover stands for posture. Your confidence level has to go up. If my 6-year-old niece can come on here and talk in front of 900, almost 1,000 people, you can, right? You got to learn tonality. You guys know I was serious the other day because I stopped ranting. I stopped doing this, right? I get so excited, but I stopped being excited and I dropped my tone. How many of you just put a 1 in the chat if you do that to your kids? When you drop your tone and they know you're serious, right? You learn tonality, you're direct, you believe in what you say, and you take action and do what you say. Pick up your phone, and in 60 seconds or less, you need to tell your mom, your dad, your cousins, your nephews, your friends, your exes, right? All of them. Hey, I got something big. I do not want you to miss it. I became a VP with this new company. I want you to hop on, and I'm going to call you after the call because I want to know what you liked best. Okay? Say okay. Everybody type okay in the chat. Say okay to people, because when you say okay, they're going to say it back. And then when you call them, you can say, hey, Jessica, hey, Devin, hey, Cola, you told me it was okay to call you back. Remember? Now, hey, there was a ton of people on the call. What did you like? Were you on there? And they're like, oh, man, I forgot. Well, listen, we're doing another call tomorrow. I need you to not forget. It's important. I'll call you later. Bye. Call the next person, right? You got to be a master inviter. Call your potential business partners on the phone and invite. Don't throw up on them. Don't try to sell them. Share, vibe with them. Hey, you got to get on. It's a vibe over here. I think you're going to really like it, right? The I stands for intensity. You got to do things now. When God told me, no, not when you get back from Mexico, Megan, call people now. I did. And 128 people was on the call. And that 128 people turned into 8,100 people. And I have 900 of you on this call right now who really want to learn. 893 now because some people are getting removed. But some people don't want to go through this part. They're like, oh, this call is too long. Well, you know what's longer? You working for 40 years, 40 hours for the next 40 years just to retire with 40% of your income. That's long. So I need you to understand that if you can go to a movie for 2 hours, you can focus on your future for an hour. And if I go over, right, how bad do you really want it? So you have to learn how to be intense, not crazy, but have a sense of urgency. You have to have inspiration, desperation, because some of you are desperate. You're sleeping in your cars. I know because I talked to you. Some of you have lost your jobs and your family doesn't support you. Your wife doesn't care about the business. And you're like, I need a job. I need money, right? And then you're going to allow their negativity and their lack of interest sometimes, right, to distract you, okay? You got to be focused on you for a second, but you got to wake up and you got to get passionate about something. I am passionate about my hopes and dreams. And that's why I'm leaving, because I'm going to do what I do for me, for my family, and you're going to get the spillover. So this week, I'm going to start doing team huddles with leaders. I'm going to meet with all the top leaders, right? By number, because it's easier for me to get to the top leaders with the people than it is for me to go talk to the masses. I need to talk to the leaders first, right? By number. Some of these people who have numbers might not be leaders though. And some of you will call me like, this person's doing 50 million different opportunities and I don't want to work with this person. Okay, but I'm your sponsor too. So stay where you are and focus on yourself because you're the only one that's important. It's your own matrix. You just happen to be inside of our matrix as well. I'm not doing therapy sessions, guys. So I love you very much. Tell me you love me back, right? Tell me you love me back now, because here soon you're going to be like, she's so intense. But I have 37 days until pre-launch, and I want to get it, you guys, as close to the maxing out this matrix as possible. And then February 17th starts our first week. It starts our first week, guys, and we are going to run hard for 12 weeks and max out the matrix for all of you for 12 straight weeks. And I'm not going to sleep much. And I'm going to be traveling. I got to tell you something at the end of this call too. Okay. So you got to level up with me. Cause my dad used to always say, he was so blunt. He used to embarrass the heck out of us because he would just say whatever. But I so respect my dad because he used to say, you're going to have to come up to my level because I damn sure ain't coming down to yours. That's what he used to say. And I'm like, but I'm 5. Seriously. He doesn't, if kids are 5 years old in our family, he's like, I'm going to need you to talk about something with some sense, right? That's just my dad. You got to level up around certain people. So you, not your upline, you must level up. Have a plan to level up. You need a game plan. You need to work on your personal development. You need to get up in the morning and listen to something that's going to start your day before everybody starts yapping at you about what you need to do for them and what you're not doing. You need to set the tone, the vibration for your day, and nobody can mess with your mood because you've already set the vibration for the day. I listen to stuff before I talk to you guys so I can get into a good positive vibration. But I also need you guys to commit to your personal development, take responsibility for your team growth, and study network marketers and apply what you learn. Type in the chat really quickly, who's the best basketball player in the league right now, right? Type it in the chat. Who is the best basketball player in the league right now, or the best football player in the league, or not even right now, just of all time? Somebody said Michael Jordan, LBJ, LeBron. We get a lot of LeBrons, right? Who else? Type it in the chat. Michael Jordan. I don't watch sports. Giannis, did you guys watch? And I think I'm saying his name right. His documentary was off the hook, right? So Tom Brady in football, MJ, Kobe, Steph Curry, guys, is relentless. If Steph Curry has a bad game, I would hate to play him the next day because he will be relentless. He's probably going to drop 50 points on you. Now, you guys know who the best players are, or musicians. Now, who's the best network marketer in the game right now? Who's the network marketer in the game who's making the most money? Somebody said you are. Thank you. Megan, I'll take it, right? I'll take it. I wasn't fishing for a compliment, right? I know Stormy. I met her. Reagan and I got to meet her. She's the #1 Black female marketer in the United States right now. But so most people can't handle her because she will cut you and let you bleed out for a second, right? So most people can't handle certain leaders. And I've learned from the best of the best, but I have to be authentically me, and I need you guys to learn how to be you. So the other L is leadership, okay? And I am watching the clock. It's 9 o'clock. I get it. If you gotta go, go, right? If you gotta go, go, but I'm almost done. Leadership is important. You have to develop into a leader. You have to be a student. You have to be coachable. You have to listen. You have to learn and then apply. And a lot of people are not plugged in and they're like, well, Megan, I have a job and I get it, but I don't have a job. This is my job. So I can't stop my job because you have a job, right? I want to empower you guys to lead your team. So you got to do a team huddle. Write this down, or I'm going to give you guys these slides too, right? You got to do a team huddle. When I call a team huddle, it means that we got some stuff to talk about. So you need to at least do a team huddle with your team once a week, not with me involved, right? You have to establish yourself as the leader. You have to launch your people's businesses, and you cannot allow people to have therapy sessions all the time. I will allow you guys to have a therapy session with me once. Tell me all your problems, right? Tell them all to me. Like, I don't have money. My husband left me. My wife left me. You know, this person's acting up. My kids are crazy. I'll let you do it once. But if you get on the phone with me and you're still talking about the problem, I'm going to say, okay, so what's the solution? And then that'll determine if you get me on the phone again, right? Because most people have money problems, but the only thing that'll fix your money problems is money, period. Nothing else. No amount of therapy is going to help your money problems. So you got to figure out how to make more money. So the O is obedient. You got to be disciplined. It bridges the gap between goals and accomplishments. Discipline, right? I am so disciplined because I was built for this. Where are my teachers out here, right? Just say me if you're a teacher. People clearly don't know what we do. And they all say, oh, I couldn't be a high school teacher. I tried to teach elementary. Oh, like I love them, but it was so much work. I love teaching high school. I actually went back and subbed for a little bit just so I can remind myself of what I don't really want to do. I like being there, and they tried to hire me because I'm so phenomenal. And they're like, oh my goodness, you're so happy, and you know, this and that, and the kids love you, and we have a job for you. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm only here when I want to be, right? So that's what teachers do all day. So love on your teachers. We start at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we typically go until about 5 o'clock, right? And I taught 10 classes a day for 50 minutes first period, 7-minute passing period, 50 minutes third period, 7-minute passing period. I had a 25-minute lunch. I had to eat like I was in prison, and I didn't even eat because I didn't want to be in the cafeteria with the kids. And all the kids came to my room to eat lunch, like all of them. Like, don't y'all want to hang out with y'all's friends? Why you got to bring your food up here? But I let them because they love to be up there with me. I stopped going to the teacher cafeteria because everybody in there is negative. And they talk about the kids, and they talk about they hate their lives and their jobs. And I'm like, geez. So I just stopped hanging out with those people. They're like, you never come to lunch. Yeah, and I never will because it's negative. And I would rather eat good food and be in good company than be around negative Ned and negative Nancy, right? So guys, get in an obedient space, right? You got to be obedient to your plan. Be obedient to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Somebody said, hey, can you be my accountability partner? That sounds like a job. All I can do is inspire you to be more than who you are by showing up for you every day, by doing the best I can to answer your questions. But if I have to repeat myself too many times, some of you kind of got the wrath of me yesterday. So I had to go to sleep. Everybody type go to sleep. When people start to get on your nerves and your vibration starts to change, go to sleep. It's okay. Just say, hey, I'm going to go to sleep, because then all thoughts stop. And if you guys knew, I wake up and I listen to positive things all day. And type 17 seconds in the chat really quickly. You cannot allow yourself to think about anything that's negative for longer than 17 seconds. You're going to think negatively, but you've got to cut it off before 17 seconds hits, because another thought will attach itself to it. And before you know it, you've been worrying, thinking about negative things. I need a job. I don't have any money. And you've been doing that for like an hour. So I want all of you guys to do what my brother said. Go get yourself a worry chair and go sit in that worry chair every day for 30 minutes and worry about your bills, your kids not doing what they need to do, or you're being sick, and then, you know, your light bill needing to be paid, and then go call the light company and ask them if anything has changed. It hasn't. So you just wasted 30 minutes of your life you're never going to get back. So stop it. Stop it and get focused, right? Be disciplined, stop procrastinating, stop talking, and just do it. That's it. Set a 30-day plan, set a 90-day plan, and be specific. I want to max out the matrix. This is the time I want all of you guys to say I. Okay. Everybody's like, you shouldn't say I, it's all about everybody else. It's really not though. Okay. It's really not. I'm listening to you, Tony. Okay. Okay, no problem. I can see everybody. You got to say I. It has to be about you. Stop trying to get other people to do what you want them to do when you're not doing it. You have to set the tone. I'm not waiting for Robert or Babs or Richard or any of you guys to decide that this is a great opportunity. I've already decided and I'm running hard, and you guys are going to have to catch up, right? Because I value time. Did you guys know that from 0 to like 10 years old, it's so much fun because you're doing all this playing and you're having a great time? And then from like 15 to like 15 years old to like 20 something, you need a job and your time is precious and you're focused on working. And then by the time you're like 20 something, you're in the work field and all you're doing is working, and you typically work until you're 65 and you retire. And the average person only lives to be like 30,000 days. That's the reality. 30,000 days. And at one point I was calculating my days, and my students had lived like 6,000 days when they're in high school. So they feel like they have the whole world, right? But some of us are like on that end of the spectrum, and we don't have time to waste. We got to build a legacy, or we're going to end up in a dusty old like photo album instead of on the mantelpiece. And that's reality. Nobody's going to remember you. That's reality. I want to live forever, and you only live forever if your family keeps talking about you. But most of us can't even wiggle our way up. But I bet the Rockefellers can. I bet the Rothschilds can. I don't care what you think about them. I bet Trump's family can. Don't care what you think about them, right? I don't talk about politics, just like I don't talk about religion with people, because it's my religion, right? It's my focus and my spirituality. But you can't knock the fact that he's going to live forever. And while people are sitting around talking about everybody, when you expire, no one's going to remember you unless you leave them something. Okay. So get busy. Time is precious. Value your time, because I value mine. And value your time. Stop wasting time. Spend 20% of your time with the 20% of your time with the 80%, right? Because let me say this right. Spend 20% of your time with the 80%ers, because the 80%ers are the non-doers. They just don't do anything. It's just what it is. Spend 80% of your time with the 20%ers. So you got to evaluate your 3 legs, your organization, and work with the leaders and the doers, because you'll see them popping up, and you'll see the amount of people that are bringing in, because you can see them in your downline. So you got to get to know those people, right? And take inventory all the time on who's running on your team, like who's in your team leg 1, team leg 2, team leg 3. And here's the thing. My leaders are going to spill over into some of you guys' organizations, and their leaders are going to spill over. So I don't care that you don't feel like you have a team. You're about to have a team, because the matrix fills up. I'm going to show you real quick, and I'm almost done, I promise. The E stands for evolve. Just like mankind evolved, you guys got to evolve. You got to become better leaders. Some people have already dropped off because it's like, this is too long. God, here she goes again. And you got to understand, some of your people are going to fall off. It's okay. Don't chase them. Just keep moving, and they're going to have to catch up with you, right? You got to grow through the challenges. You got to grow through the process. You have to embrace it. Don't change the system, change your approach. So don't stop piquing interest. Hey, vibe is where it's at. You got to take a look at it. You got time. Can you get on a 12 o'clock or an 8 o'clock call? Okay, I'm going to call you right after the call, so answer. And I'll give you 2 minutes of my time, but I want to know what you like best. You guys got to follow the system and market everywhere, okay? And the R stands for you got to be refined. You have to change. I've had to change. I used to be like, get out of my face if you don't want to do it, because I'm going after my hopes and dreams. And I had to change a little bit. I had to get a little softer. I had to understand that I couldn't punch you guys too much in the stomach with cotton gloves, but I had to become more refined. I had to figure out what level or phase you were in. So I need to know where you guys are at. How many of you guys are baby networkers? Just put a B in the chat, right? Because I can see you. You're a baby networker. You don't really have a network. This is probably going to be your biggest win you've ever had in network marketing. And lucky you, because some of you are just getting into the industry. Lucky to my son, because on my son's first rip at 18, being in network marketing, he hit 10,000 a month. He did, not me. He hit 10,000 a month in 4 months. And he had his own team and he was doing his own calls at 18. And then at 18 again, he hit 20,000 a month in 3 weeks in his first company. So when we left that company and that company left us, he went through a little bit of a small depression because that's a lot of money to give to a young kid. And then the company mishandles everything. And then he has to go work a job. So he's went through it, guys. He's went through it, but now he's ready and you guys are going to meet him. And we launched this company on his birthday. So all I need you guys to do is run hard and become refined. Almost done, I promise. So begin with the end in mind. Don't make your minimum your maximum. Enroll 10 to 15 people. Drive 7 levels deep, right? So get to know people. I know Melvin signed up, Sterling, who signed up, like, I forget the lady's name, but I know Ann Kress is in there. And I got all the way down like 15 levels to Sam Cox. Sam called me and Sam's like, I'm stressed. I need to make some money. I don't think my family is going to necessarily be in this business. And I said, and my sponsor, I don't know if my sponsor knows who I am. And his sponsor is David Miller. I'm like, okay, let's introduce you to David. Let's introduce you to Sterling. So I put him on the phone with Sterling because I don't know David Miller, but David Miller is killing the game, but I don't know him, but I'm going to. But I know Sterling because Sterling called me. So talk to Sterling. I did a 3-way call with Sterling and Sam Cox. And I said, hey, this is your upline. I'm your up line. But here's a gentleman who I know is super dialed in. He's called me on the phone. I don't know your other lineage right now, but let me introduce you to Sterling just in case you can't get a hold of anybody else, right? Hi, Sam. Sam's here. He said, hi, I'm here. Hi, Sam. And Sam's never really made money in network marketing before, but he's about to make money this time, right? Because he's going to follow my plan to a T. He's going to make a massive list of 50 to 100 people. Within 24 to 72 hours, you guys need to be launching your business. So I'm going to start official launches starting this week coming up, right? You're going to get on my calendar and then we're going to follow up immediately. Everybody type immediately. You don't do a launch call when we get off of here and then you go eat a sandwich. This isn't a launch call. This is a training. You go eat a sandwich and then you call the person the next day and you're like, hey, did you get on my call? They don't remember. I don't remember what I said when I get off these calls. I just pass out for 2 seconds, right? They're not going to remember. So listen to me. I do a presentation that's like 23 minutes to 30 minutes always. You don't have to worry about it. Yes, I'm long-winded as a teacher, but when I present, I start at 8:07 on the dot and I'm done by 8:23 or 8:30 at the latest. If I go past 8:32, I'm going to be mad at myself every time. Ask the people who work with me every time, because I need to give you time to then hang up the phone and go do a 3-way call. Peak interest, show the plan, 3-way to close, PS3, right? So understand, like, and you guys are going to have marketing materials where you can just send people a link and they can watch a recording 24 hours a day. But here's the most important thing. Everybody look at this. Number 4. Here's where you're going to drop the ball. How many of you really want to be legend and are still with me? Just put me in the chat because there's 785 of you on here and I'm almost done, I promise. I need you to lock in. No TV, no nothing, because at $442,860 a month, you can go to the game. You won't be watching the game on your TV. You'll be at the game. So focus, right? Focus. But number 4, people always mess up number 4. When you peak interest, You have to enroll excited people and introduce them to all the leaders. So Vanessa Watts, James, Deidre Hopewell, I'm just looking at your names in here. You have to introduce your people. Javian's the bomb.com. I can't wait. And he's a DJ. We gonna have so much fun. Javian's one of the best leaders ever. Andy's a DJ. So we always have a DJ at the party, right? I just saw Javian. Hi, Javian. And Tony brought Javian in. They've worked together and we all vibed out together, all of us in other companies. So you guys have to enroll them and introduce them to a leader. So I would introduce them to somebody else. Hey, Priscilla Moore, I want to introduce you to my partner, Javian. He is the bomb.com. If you can't reach me, I want you to connect with him. But I tend to now I want to go introduce Priscilla to Deidre Hopewell or Vanessa Watts. And I'm like, hey, so we're all taking care of each other, because if I'm not available, I need you guys to know that you can reach somebody else because we have other leaders. Then listen, everybody type ASAP in the chat. Almost done, I promise. Schedule your new members launch call ASAP. The minute that they sign up in the business is the minute that you need to focus on getting them paid. Right now, it's easy for you guys because you're going to make money during pre-launch. Every $25 person that you sign up, starting, next week, everybody will start to lock in their $25, and you have to pay $25 for your kit before February the 16th at 1 o'clock. It's a hard stop. If you do not pay your $25 by February 16th at 1 o'clock, not 1:01 Eastern, not 1:02, you're not going to fall in the matrix, and everybody's going to fall in who paid before you. Right? And all you guys have to do is just run hard. Don't worry about where am I going to be in the matrix. You're going to be at the top because everybody after is coming in under you guys. So immediately you have to focus on scheduling their launch call. So you got to plug all of them into the training. Where should everybody be right now who wants to talk to me? Where should everybody be to get the information right now? If you want to make sure you stay plugged in, where should you be right now? The Telegram. And if you message me outside the Telegram, I'm not going to respond. Okay? Send a support ticket, because right now I'm rolling. I'm rolling right now. I don't have time, but I will look at them at night when I'm laying down. I go through my text messages at night, but during the middle of the day, I'm working, I'm grinding, I'm trying to get the company off the ground with the owners. I'm on owner corporate calls. I'm making sure that everything is how it's supposed to be. But Tony doesn't need me. Reagan doesn't need me. Dre doesn't need me, but I still have to meet with our whole corporate partners sometimes too. So you guys got to duplicate steps 1 through 6 over again. You sign up a person, get them to make a list, schedule the call within 24 to 72 hours, have them do the call, help them to peak interest, enroll excited people, introduce them, schedule their launch, plug them into training, duplicate 1 through 6. That's all we do over and over and over and over again. Okay. Over and over and over again. How about if none of your invites are in your back office? You should be in the Telegram, and it says it. And don't say that out loud, because my sister's going to bite your head off. Go to the Telegram, because she tells you exactly what you need to do if you're missing people. So I'm going to do her a favor, not answer that question. Go to the Telegram. It's in there, right? Number 4, you guys have to do number 4. It's most important. Introduce all new members to a leader. Focus on duplicating and treat all the members like you sign them up. I really don't care who you guys' sponsors are, because if you show yourself to be a leader, I'm going to act like I signed you up. Meaning, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to love on you. I'm going to train you. I'm going to coach you. I don't care that your sponsor is in 50 million companies and isn't plugged in and they don't get on any calls. I don't care. And you shouldn't either, because it's a matrix and it doesn't matter, right? You just got to wiggle your way up and find the leaders, right? So duplication is key. Drive your legs, right? Peak interest, edify, 3-way launch calls, enroll people, plug them into the system. And then guess what? When Bob signs up, and then Bob signs up Sue, get to know Sue, get to know Tim, get to know Jan, get to know Tom, get to know Pat, and do it. Like drive yourself down until you find a leader. Usually it takes about 6 levels to drive down before you find somebody who's serious. That's why I'm always looking, who's your sponsor? Because I can see the master list. So understand this. Focus on you for once. Go 7 to 15 wide. The matrix fills up from left to right. So when people start to fall in the matrix, guys, the companies on top, we only have 3 spots. We only have 9 spots on the second level. We only have 27 spots on the third level. When people start to fall in, they're going to fall in like this, like one here, and then one over here, and then one over here. And then it's going to go back just like that. Then it's going to go back, find the next spot, all right? And then it's going to go down to the bottom. So duplicate 3 10 times and you'll max out the matrix. Duplicate 3 10 times and you'll max out the matrix. So enroll 3 to 5, 15 people, H3, G3. Help 3, get 3, and duplicate. Learn how to lead, right? And if you want to lead, you got to lead yourself first. So it's going to look like this, and then it picks up this leg, then it goes here, then it goes there, then it goes there, then it goes there, and then back over here. A Vibe Legend makes unlimited income. So act now, everybody. Relaunch as many times as you possibly can, as many times as it takes for you to see results. Keep launching, keep launching, keep launching until you get through your list. Your today homework is make launch flyers, but we're making you some. So just hold off because Tony will be on you because everything has to look the same. So she's making you guys some flyers that you can use. At 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock, invite. Eventually, these will be 20-minute calls where we're just doing the presentation. But right now, we're training because we're in pre-launch. Focus on you, then them. Everybody's like, I need to help my team. Help your team by signing up as many people as possible so they get spillover. 7 unlocks the door for more. 7 unlocks the door for more. Legends never die. So ask yourself this. You want to live forever? Then you better do something. Because my favorite person, not a rapper, but I literally still cry. I painted my whole house, my condo blue. I have every Nipsey Hussle, everything, right? And he was a little black, well, he's not even black, he's Eritrean, right? He's from Eritrea. And Nipsey Hussle was the first one to really, truly grew up. He was a rolling 60s Crip, right? Because that's all he could see. That's it. Everybody successful in his neighborhood were dope boys. They sold drugs. They took care of their families. And listen, it ain't right, but a lot of people out here, like, they're struggling. And I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying I have empathy for you being a human being growing up in a gang-infested slum, right? But he had parents. He had parents that loved him, and he was a hustler. So he was the first one who said, I'm going to own my own stuff. So he didn't sell out to the industry. He owned his own everything, his music, and he sold music out of his trunks, CDs. Don't get off the call now, because when it gets real, some people are like, I don't want to hear this. Yeah, because you don't want to see it. But this is why I'm doing it. And Nipsey Hussle worked hard. He owned his own stuff. He started Vector 90. Vector 90 was a place for young people to go who wanted to start businesses. He went all over the world. He was in the crypto space, and he was gunned down in front of his record store, gunned down by a person who just was kind of mental and crazy and shot him and killed him, right? But Nipsey said, instead of trying to build a brick, instead of trying to build a brick wall, lay a brick every day. Eventually, you're going to look up and you're going to have a brick wall. We don't need you to build the wall, right? We need you to lay a brick. We need you to get serious. We need you to get focused. But I don't honestly need all of you. I need 1% of 8,100. That's it. I need 100 strong, really, who want to get to legend, and we'll get there together. Honestly, I only need 3 of you. 3. And we'll still max out the matrix. So I'm excited about what we have. I hope you guys got something out of this. I'm going to hop off this call now. I got 5.5 hours to drive. I'm about to go crazy. If you can't get me, it's because, like, you should have got me before we got big, right? Now, like, everybody, you know, that song, back then you didn't want me, now I'm hot, you all want me. People I was talking to before, my old leaders, they're all like, Megan, I need to talk to you. I don't have time now, right? I don't have time now because I got too many people who are wanting my attention. I don't have time to talk because we're building. Everybody type build in the chat. We are building, right? And I'm building something bigger than a network marketing company. So it's not any, you know, it doesn't, I look at the haters who put stuff on and it doesn't surprise me because I'm doing something so big with my twin sister, with Andre, with Tony, with my leaders. It doesn't surprise me that people are hating. I love it. Bring it on, right? Because we're about to change the world. Remember, I told you guys that. Like, I'm recording this on purpose. Remember, I told you that because we're going to reach millions of people because you have no idea what's going on right now. None, zero. And I'm not going to tell you right now because you'll see it, right? You will see it. Millions will be in this company and Vibe. And I'm recording for a reason. Millions. We will reach millions. And you guys are in first. So get off this call and go share the vibe with everybody. Peace and blessings, everybody. Love you.
Recording.